What's happening, guys? Gym Leader Sean here, and today we are going to be talking about the new best single prize deck in format, Ancient Box. This is my build on Ancient Box. I hope you like it. If you do like it, if you head down to the description, the full deck list's there ready for you to copy and paste into TCG Live so you can play a couple of games. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, please leave a like. Without further ado, let's get into the deck build. So then, guys, starting off, we are of course starting off with our 4 copies of Roaring Moon. 140 HP, 70 plus 10 damage for every ancient card in the discard pile, whether that's a Pokemon item, supporter or tool. Really good attacker, guys. It just gets stronger and stronger as the game progresses, and with a future booster capsule, it's out of range of most things being one-shotted as well. So the way that I would play this, as most people will probably be well aware of by now as well, is to essentially just have a conveyor belt of Roaring Moons, 1 in the active, 2 or 3 set up on the bench. Just rotate one after the other, after the other, after the other. Super Rod back in, Sada, just keep hitting, keep swinging, and keep getting them stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, what I would, however, recommend doing if we are going second and we get to pull off our first attack of the game, I would actually start with Koraidon. Reason being for this, guys, is obviously if we have the fighting energy to hand, we can attack with this turn 1 and we can do up to 180 damage, guys. 180. Alright, that's possible by the Primordial Beatdown attack. So 30 damage times any number of ancient Pokemon that we have in play. So if we have 6 ancient Pokemon in play, so 5 on the bench, 1 in the active, we're hitting for 180 on turn 1. That's sick, guys. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, I have, however, been looking into dropping 2 Koraidons. Let me know what you think about this, guys. I've been thinking about putting a Great Tusk into the deck for, obviously, the mill ability and, obviously, a bit of disruption. But also, I've been looking at putting a Slitherwing into the deck in replacement of 2 of these Koraidons. Reason being for that, guys, just Slitherwing can knock out Iron Hands in 1 hit. That's sick. Okay, if it doesn't have a Future Booster Capsule on it, we can knock an Iron Hands out in 1 hit. And in this current format, there's a lot of Iron Hands. So yeah, guys, if we're going first, obviously, I would play Disruption. I would try and play our next card, which is Flutter Mane. Now, obviously, Flutter Mane shuts off all abilities for your opponent's active Pokemon. Obviously, we can shut down Roaring V if our opponent evolves their active Charmeleon or Charmander into a Charizard. They can't use Infernal Rain and Accelerate Energy. So yeah, so the way that I like to do this is Roaring Moon, start attacking with, second turn onwards. Koraidon, if we can have our first turn attack, I'll attack with that. If we are not going second and we're going first, try and put Flutter Mane into the active for a bit of disruption. That's our 12 basic ancient Pokemon, and we pair them up, of course, with the one and only Radiant Greninja, so we can have acceleration of drawing cards, and also we can discard our energy for our Professor Sada later on in the game. And yeah, start pumping up these Roaring Moons full of darkness energy. So that's the Pokemon that I like to use in the deck. For our A-Spec, we are using Awakening Drum. I believe that this is the best A-Spec card that we can use for this deck, obviously allowing us to draw more cards from our deck. The key to this deck, guys, is to just keep drawing, keep discarding, draw and discard, draw and discard, draw and discard, and then re-accelerate the energy onto the Roaring Moons and take huge knockouts. Okay, so A-Spec, Awakening Drum. Now, we might find that we fall behind a little bit in this matchup, so we do play 2 copies of Counter Catcher. Obviously, what's better than, obviously, you know, gusting up your opponent's Pokemon and knocking them out with a single prize card? Nothing. It's great. So yeah, 2 copies of Counter Catcher. We then play 4 copies of Earthen Vessel to search for our energy. We can also discard Earthen Vessel with Earthen Vessel, or we can discard any one of our Koraidon or Flutter Mane if we're not going to use them, for example. Get 2 energy out the deck, discard an energy with Greninja, and then Sada. Guys, it all interlocks. It's like a big puzzle, and it all comes together really, really nicely. We then play 4 copies of Nest Ball to search out our basic Pokemon, of course. We play 1 Pal Pad so we can put our supporters back into the deck as the game progresses. We play 3 copies of Pokégear to find our supporters. We play a Lost Vacuum, like I mentioned before. If I do add Slitherwing into this, for example, we can, and we were going to hit a big boy Iron Hands, we can get rid of the Future Boost capsule attached to the Iron Hands if it didn't have Heavy Baton on to take a knockout on the Iron Hands with a Slitherwing. However, with this build, Hero's Cape can be an absolute pain in the backside for our Roaring Moons. So we use Lost Vacuum, get rid of Hero's Cape, swing, knockout, happy days. To retrieve our ancient Pokemon, if we do need to get them back, and obviously our energy, we play 2 copies of Super Rod. We also play a Superior Energy Retrieval. For obviously in our late game, we can discard anything we want really from our hand, so we can discard another 2 Ancients, get the energy back that we need for our final attack of the game. That comes in pretty clutch. Thank you very much, Tom, for your Superior Energy Retrieval. It is going to be put to great use. We then play 4 Ultra Balls. Same reason as we use an Nest Ball. Yes, I understand this is a single prize deck, but guys, we want to discard Ancient cards to boost this bad boy up. So, discard 2 Ancients, find a Roaring Moon, put it on the bench, power it up, good to go. Just keep that repetitiveness going throughout the game. Obviously then, another way of us discarding cards is to use PokéStop. I love Chempal, I'm a gambling man, I like PokéStop. What's not to like? Obviously, it can discard stuff that we want to keep, but obviously we can get Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel, Counter Catcher, Pal Pad, Pokégear, Lost Vacuum, Super Rod, Superior Energy Retrieval. So if we lose something that we don't want to get rid of, guess what? We have the ability to get it back, but we can also put more Ancients into the discard pile. I then play a one-off copy of Penny. I play this, guys, because if I have a Roaring Moon in the active with an Ancient Booster Capsule on, and a Charizard took a hit of 180 onto my Roaring Moon, I just pick it back up, push the next one forward, and we carry on this awesome cycle with our Roaring Moon. I then play 1 copy of Boss's Orders as a Gust effect to go along with the Counter Catcher, and then if we do need this later on, we can Pal Pad it back into the deck. Of course, it would not be Ancient Box without 4 copies of Professor Sada. Unbelievably good card. Accelerate energy to 2 of our Pokemon and draw 3 cards. What's not to like? And then Explorer's Guidance, or as we now call him, Dave. We play 4 copies of Dave. We love Dave. Dave allows us to pick 2 cards out of 6 that we want to add into our hand, and we discard 4. So, for example, I don't know, we need an Energy and a Roaring Moon to continue attacking, but then we get to discard an Earthen Vessel, 2 Flutter Manes and a Koraidon. We just powered up our Roaring Moons. Thanks, Dave. Then we play, of course, 4 Ancient Booster Energy Capsules, because we want to beef up these Roaring Moons to 200 HP. Yeah, why not? Absolutely sick. Great concept. Love the card. And yeah, just make people take 2 hits on the Roaring Moon instead of 1, which is always fantastic. So yeah, that's the Pokemon. That's our items. And our energy count, we are using 1 basic fighting energy for our Koraidon, if we decide to use it. And then we are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 darkness energy. Guys, that's my Ancient Box build. I hope you like it. We beat this guy down into a pulp. But yeah, like I say, couple of ideas. Slitherwing, Great Tusk, let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good idea? Or do we discard a Flutter Mane and a Koraidon and play a 3-3 with a 1-1? Let me know in the comments below. Have fun on TCG Live. It's locals tonight, so yeah, I'll get a bit of footage from that, and we'll see you guys in the next one.